a freak fave. He's going to be the fifth freak for the next 30 minutes. Tony Stewart. Welcome, TS.
Thanks, guys.
We had to get you out of bed a little early. And it's about what? We had to get you out of bed a little early to come in here today, didn't we?
Yeah, get me up on my day off here. I mean, come on, why you got to do this to me? And then you bring me out here in sweltering heat. It's about 140 degrees out here already. You'd think I'd be used to this.
Look, Freak Nation can change a lot of things, but when you're dealing with the cat upstairs, we can't do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we'll just deal
NASCAR
with it.
can deal with the guy upstairs better than we can.
Yeah, they got him paid off, though.
They're the only ones that can afford to.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Wow, man. So what NASCAR driver's jacket is God wearing?
Which
What
one?
NASCAR driver's jacket is God wearing then?
What would he wear?
I don't know.
I think he looked good. in
I think
the
he's
smoke
wearing
jacket.
a Mike Hilton jacket right now. So
Look, on your website, smoke20.com?
yeah,
Where you sell a lot of your smokewear, you got thongs. It rivals the Speed Freaks thong right here. It rivals
it's a little
this.
smaller than that.
20%,
smaller than
yeah,
this?
20%
Less
smaller.
material.
You got the Tony Stewart thong,
Yeah.
and you're selling barbecue sauce on there. What? And of course, all your shirts. What sells more on your smokewear website?
The top two sellers we have right now are the smoked barbecue sauce and the thongs right now. They're the top two sellers that we have.
But wait a minute, your aunt won't buy those for the trailers.
Well, that's my aunt, though. So the rest
Somebody's
of
buying
them,
'em.
everybody's buying them on smoke20.com. That's where they're getting them.
We get everybody sending us stuff to Lizardville on the Freak Nation website. Everybody sends us photos. Do girls, anybody ever send you photos and say, I bought your thong there, Smoke. Here's what it looks like installed.
They haven't done that yet. I'm sure now that you've mentioned that they'll start pouring in, but that's why we limited it to smaller sizes.
Statman, hold up that bottle, will you?
Here it is, smoked sauce, number one. Are you want to give it? Are you brave enough to let the stat man test it live?
I'm
in living
not
color?
scared of it.
All
I'm not
right.
scared of it all. I mean,
But
that
he
is.
is
hold
a
the mic.
connoisseur.
Yeah,
He is
go ahead,
I mean, I
Stat.
picked that recipe personally, so I've got the utmost confidence in my.
Stat's
What kind of sauces are in the smoked sauce?
That's a really good question. I didn't put the ingredients in. I just picked the flavor I like.
Stat, what is it?
That's pretty serious. That's
telling
good
you.
stuff. Yeah. Now I got to put a slab of ribs under it first to give it the good
I'm
test.
confident. You will have no problems with ribs, chicken. We can put on steak.
Tony Stewart continues with us here in the Speed Freaks Pits. You guys heard our debate tonight, NBC versus Fox when it comes to NASCAR coverage. Email us, pitcrew@speedfreaks.tv. Tell us who you would rather see cover NASCAR, NBC or Fox. Tony Stewart, do you want to get involved in this at all?
No, I'm not a politician, and I don't want to get in the middle of it. I think both of them do a good job with our sport. Sometimes I think the commentators kind of lose track of reality a little bit, but for the most part, I think the networks do a pretty good job of covering the sport.
Yeah, they
pretty
always
good.
say defensive backs in the NFL have to have a short memory because, you get burned, then the next time you make an interception. For you got to have the shortest memory because some guys do talk too much.
Yeah, they crush you one week, and then they want to be your best friend the next week. So it's amazing how sometimes their memory is
So
normally shorter than their little finger.
what's gonna happen when you retire and you want to go in the broadcast booth? Are you going to remember some of these things you're saying about some of them?
No, because by then if I've already got up in the booth, that means they got kicked out of the booth. So by then, I think the story will have already been told. But now I got a long way to go before I got to worry about getting out
right.
from behind a steering wheel right now.
Let's talk about World of Outlaws, sprint cars, of course, Nextel Cup, and you're running some Busch this year. These World of Outlaw guys, every one of these cats that have rolled up on our show, whether it's radio or TV, the first thing I always notice are these big-ass forearms. That's insane.
Yeah, kind of like these, right?
No.
Yeah, I know.
No, nothing like that.
Because I'm driving a stock car with power steering and a big steering wheel, so.
Is that something that just comes with the territory? I mean, granted, Lazowski's about 4'2", but his freaking
Standing on high heels, yeah.
yeah. But it's just insane how these guys' forearms are.
Yeah, I mean, you know, these races, World Outlaw race that'll be happening here tonight will be 30 laps. But I guarantee it's tougher running 30 laps here physically than it is to run 500 laps at Bristol in a stock car because of the power steering. And they still have power steering in these cars, but you're just so busy and it's so physical and so fast
Tony, you're not
that
saying
you're
500
busy.
laps at Daytona. You're saying 500 laps at Bristol because that's not an easy track for you guys.
Crash, you could drive 500 laps at Daytona. Daytona's not hard at all, but 500 laps at Bristol is probably one of the tougher ones that we have. 400 laps at Dover, it's pretty physically tough.
Bet
But
you weren't saying that 3 years ago when your motor went out right at the first lap or whatever it was, the third lap.
yeah,
It wasn't
I didn't even
easy
have time
then.
to break a sweat. That's how easy that was. It didn't last but about 50 seconds, I think, was my Daytona 500. But, you know, it's a lot tougher just to run 30 laps here. And a 30-lap race may, if it goes green, green to checkered, it will be probably 8-9 minute race if it went straight through, but that 8 or 9 minutes is a very intense physical workout for that 8 or 9 minute period.
Tony Stewart, if you were not a driver, I mean, let's be honest, man. Everybody has the job they really wanted. We didn't get, like me and Stat, we're still waiting to get our ultimate job. But if you weren't a driver, what the hell else would Tony Stewart do for a gig?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, you got to remember, I started racing go-karts when I was 8 years old. I've been racing 26 years, so my whole life's been consumed around racing. But I guess if I had to say, okay, today I'm going to stop racing, what am I going to do? I'd have to be involved somehow in the racing industry, whether it's be an owner of a race team like Daniel Lasowski's World Outlaw team, and or be a track owner like I am with Eldora Speedway. So I got a couple things I could do if I wasn't a race car driver, but I guess it's kind of my way of giving back with Danny, being an owner in the Outlaw Series and the track ownership side of it. That's just something for me down the road that if I can't drive a race car anymore, or I decide I don't want to be a race car driver anymore, I've got something to do when I retire from racing that way.
Cool.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Tony, we talked about your barbecue. We talked about thongs. We talked about what you did as a kid and what you don't want to do or what you want to do. I look around. There's a lot of orange in front of us right now.
Yeah.
All right. You got the Tony Stewart wear over there that you're selling. So your sponsors have to believe in what you're doing, regardless of what you say or what you may do negative on the track. To some people, someone's believing in Tony Stewart in order to fork up these scoots to be doing,
Yeah.
to be on the side of your cars.
Absolutely, and trust me, they don't always like what I say,
Right.
but it's not so much what I say; it's the message behind it. I mean, they know that I stand behind what I say 100%. I don't say it unless I believe it, and sometimes I say the wrong things, and sometimes I do the wrong things. But they know that the passion behind it, or whatever the method or madness was behind it, that it was an honest reaction. It wasn't something that was fabricated, and they've always been very proud of me for speaking my mind, even though sometimes it does get me in trouble.
See, the fans know that stuff too. They know, they can see right through it when drivers are just doing the corporate line, and it's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I read in a paper, that your merchandise sales were yours are the most successful right now in NASCAR, if I read that correctly. So that's something you really got to be proud
I'm not sure we're the top
of.
one in NASCAR, but I know that overall sales of NASCAR sales have gone down a little bit. But we were the only driver of the major drivers that sales haven't gone down. So it's like ours is pretty much going up in all reality.
You've
Must
actually
be the
exceeded
thong.
Derek Cope's sales?
Just barely got over top of him this year. So I was pretty stoked about
And
that.
what you were saying the other day was that you don't even let people put insignias on your uniform unless you like the product.
Yeah.
So you're not just taking the money from anybody. You
Right.
got to believe in it, and the fans appreciate that from you.
Yeah, there's of all the sponsors we've ever had. I mean, that's one thing that I've told everybody at Joe Gibbs Racing is that whatever's going to be on our uniforms, I want to know what it is. I want to be a part of it. And I want to believe in it before I have to talk about it and say that I like it. So
Have you ever turned anybody down?
We haven't had to yet. We've had some that were marginal, but we've never had to turn anybody away as of yet.
Plus, Tony, you never have a press conference to say, see what a nice guy I am, see what charities I'm involved with. You just go about your business, let people say what they have to say. But we'll say it, man. You're a damn good guy, man. You do so many good things for so many people, and the people that don't know you and don't understand that can pretty much just kiss my ass.
Right, and that's kind of the way we look at it too in all reality, I guess, without us saying it. I mean, you can say it for me, but the thing is, you could do 1,000 great things, but if somebody doesn't like you, you can do 1,050 great things, and they're still
Right.
not going to like you. So, we do what we do. I do, the charity stuff we do. I do it because I want to do it, not because somebody else wants me to do it. I do it because I believe in it and because it feels like the right thing to do. The rest of it, I mean, talk's cheap. I mean, I've seen people stand 5 feet away from me through a fence and will talk trash to me, but then as soon as I'm on the other side of the fence with them, they get real nice all of a sudden. It's like you don't even have the guts to stand up behind what you're saying. So I've kind of come to the conclusion when I go home at night, as long as the people that I'm around, my family and my friends and the people that I'm around every day, as long as they believe in me, I really don't care what everybody else says. I'm going to do it my way, not the way everybody wants me to do it anymore.
Thank you for being real.
It's like the Freak
Thank
Nation
you,
here, huh?
thank
Good enough.
you.
Yeah, I'm just the traveling representative from it.
There you
Hey.
go. Tony Stewart spending the full show with the Freaks. Thank you, man, for doing this. We
No
really
problem, man.
appreciate it.
Huge.
Really appreciate it.
Hey,
Tony
you guys
Stewart,
are like family. I mean, can tell my twin brother here. I mean, we
look
look
at
around.
that.
at birth. There
Yeah.
you go.
You know,
That's
Be
what
nice
I'm
to him on the
talking
track.
about.
he came out first, by the way. So
Looks like the Green 87 is in for an unscheduled pit stop.
It looks like an oil leak, Billy.
For more on the situation,
Let's throw it to Mom in the pits.
Well, the Green 87 is in trouble, but it has a long history of finishing strong. So what's your game plan?
What the 87 driver knows is that Stop Leak has special additives that renews worn seals, reduces engine noise, and oil consumption to protect your engine.
Lucas Oil. It works.